Well, hello, it's Kesha. Welcome and welcome back to our Sunday reading of the Aquarian Gospel. We are now at chapter 33. Jesus is still in India, and we are just learning what the people learn as he speaks to them. So let's just go ahead and take a moment and center in. So we'll close our eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. Another deep breath in and out. Releasing any of the busyness of the day and of the week. Feeling yourself present and whole in this moment, in this time and space. Just begin to relax into that peace, that quiet, that knowing. Feel love in and all around you. And in this feeling of light and love, we'll go ahead and open our eyes and begin our reading. So chapter 23 is where we are. We're still at Kapavastu. In silent meditation, Jesus sat beside a flowing spring. It is a holy day, and many people of the servant caste were near the place. And Jesus saw the hard-drawn lines of toil in every brow, in every hand. There was no look of joy in any face, not one of all of the group could think of anything but toil. And Jesus spoke to one and said, "Why are you all so sad? Have you no happiness in life?" The man replied, "We scarcely know the meaning of that word. We toil to live, and hope for nothing else but toil, and bless the day when we can cease our toil and lay us down to rest in Buddha's city of the dead." And Jesus' heart was stirred with pity and with love for these poor toilers, and he said, "Toil should not make a person sad. Men should be happiest when they toil. When hope and love are back of toil, then all of life is filled with joy and peace, and this is heaven. Do you not know that such heaven is for you?" The man replied, "Of heaven we have heard, but then it is so far away, and we must live so many lives before we reach that place." And Jesus said, "My brother man, your thoughts are wrong. Your heaven is not far away, and it is not a place of metes and bounds. It is not a country to be reached. It is a state of mind. God never made a heaven for man. He never made a hell. We are creators, and we make our own. Now, cease to seek for heaven in the sky. Just open up the windows of your hearts, and, like a flood of light, a heaven will come and bring a boundless joy. Then toil will be no cruel task." The people were amazed and gathered close to hear this strange young master speak, imploring him to tell them more about the Father God, about the heaven that men can make on earth, about the boundless joy. And Jesus spoke a parable. He said, "A certain man possessed a field. The soil was hard and poor. By constant toil, he scarcely could provide enough food to keep his family from want. One day, a miner who could see beneath the soil, in passing on his way, saw this poor man and his unfruitful field. He called to the weary toiler and he said, 'Brother, know you not that just below the surface of your barren field rich treasures lie concealed? You plow and sow and reap in scanty way, and yet day by day you tread upon a mine of gold and precious stones. This wealth lies not upon the surface of the ground, but if you will but dig away the rocky soil and delve down deep into the earth, you will no longer till the soil for naught.' The man believed. 'The miner surely knows,' he said, 'and I will find the treasures hidden in my field.' And then he dug away the rocky soil, and deep down in the earth he found a mine of gold. And Jesus said, 'The sons of men are toiling hard on desert plains and burning sands and rocky soils, are doing what their fathers did, not dreaming they can do aught else. Behold, a master comes and tells them of a hidden wealth, that underneath the rocky soil of carnal things are treasures that no man can count, that in the heart the richest gems abound, and he who wills may open up the door and find them all.' And then the people said, 'Make known to us the way that we may find the wealth that lies within the heart.' and Jesus opened up the way. The toilers saw another side of life, and toil became a joy. It was the gala day in sacred Kapilavastu. A throng of Buddhist worshippers had met to celebrate a jubilee. And priests and masters from all parts of India were there. They taught, but they embellished little truth with many words. And Jesus went into an ancient plaza, and he taught. And he spoke of Father, Mother, God. He told about the brotherhood of life. The priests and all the people were astounded at his words and said, "Is this not Buddha come again in flesh? No other one could speak with such simplicity and power." And Jesus spoke a parable. He said, "There was a vineyard all unkept. The vines were high, the growth of the leaves and branches great. The leaves were broad and shut the sunlight from the vines, and the grapes were sour and few and small. The pruner came, and with his sharp knife he cut off every branch. Not a leaf remained, just root and stalk, and nothing more. The busy neighbors came with one accord and were amazed, and said to him who pruned, 'You foolish man, the vineyard is despoiled. Such desolation! There is no beauty left, and when the harvest time shall come, the gatherers will find no fruit.' The pruner said, 'Content yourselves with what you think, and come again at harvest time and see.' And when the harvest time came on, the busy neighbors came again. When the harvest time came on, the busy neighbors came again. They were surprised. The naked stalks had put forth branch and leaf, and heavy clusters of delicious grapes weighed down every branch to earth. The gatherers rejoiced as day by day they carried the rich fruitage to the press. Behold, the vineyard of the Lord, the earth is spread with human vines. The gorgeous forms and rites of men are branches, and their words are leaves, and these have grown so great that sunlight can no longer reach the heart. There is no fruit. Behold, the pruner comes, and with a two-edged knife he cuts away the branches and the leaves of words, and naught is left but unclothed stalks of human life. The priest and they of pompous show rebuked the pruner, and would stay him in his work. They see no beauty in the stalks of human life, no promises of fruit. The harvest time will come, and they who scorn the pruner will look again and be amazed, for they will see the human stalks that seemed so lifeless bending low with precious fruit. And they will hear the harvesters rejoice, because the harvest is so great." The priests were not well pleased with Jesus' words, but they rebuked him not. They feared the multitude. The Indian sage and Jesus often met and talked about the needs of nations and of men, about the sacred doctrines, forms, and rites best suited to the coming age. One day they sat together in a mountain pass, and Jesus said, "The coming age will surely not require priests and shrines and sacrifice of life. There is no power in sacrifice of beast or bird to help a man to holy life." And Vidyapati said, "All forms and rites are symbols of the things that men must do within the temple of the soul. The Holy One requires man to give his life in willing sacrifice for men, and all the so-called offerings on altars and on shrines that have been made since time began were made to teach man how to give himself to save his brother man, for man can never save himself except he lose his life in saving another man. The perfect age will not require forms and rites and carnal sacrifice. The coming age is not the perfect age, and men will call forth object lessons and symbolic rites. And in the great religion you shall introduce to men, some simple rites of washings and remembrances will be required, but cruel sacrifice of animals and birds the gods require not." And Jesus said, "Our God must loathe the tinseled show of priests and priestly things. When men array themselves in showy garbs to indicate that they are servants of the gods, and strut about like gaudy birds to be admired by men, because of piety or any other thing, the Holy One must surely turn away in sheer disgust. All people are alike the servants of our Father God, our kings and priests. Will not the coming age demand complete destruction of the priestly caste, as well as every other caste and inequality among the sons of men?" And Vidyapati said, "The coming age is not the age of spirit life, and men will pride themselves in wearing priestly robes and chanting pious chants to advertise themselves as saints. The simple rites that you will introduce will be extolled by those who follow you, until the sacred service of the age will far outshine in gorgeousness the priestly service of the Brahmic age. This is a problem men must solve. The perfect age will come when every man will be a priest, and men will not array themselves in special garb to advertise their piety. So I think that will conclude our reading for today. So much here was so simple. There's really nothing more for me to embellish on. For those who have ears to hear, you heard what was said. It did resonate quite a bit with me, the parable of the pruner, pruning back the stalks to just the stalks, pruning back the leaves and the branches to just the stalks, but then in their coming season of harvest, they're weighed down with fruit. I feel like I've been through such a pruning, and I'm just starting to bud and bear fruit. So if you've been on this journey with me, I hope you are in a similar place. We have much to look forward to. And so we'll look at that next week. Have a good one. Bye now.